Hey, okay, guys, this is Earl Dixon, and tonight I'm very, very excited about this wonderful program that we'll introduce to you tonight. Truly, you hear because someone may have asked you a question, and we call it the hook. And that question is a very simple question: is do you know someone who would like to make $450 a day or more by simply sharing a 3-minute video? And some people would say, is it possible? Well, yes, it is truly possible. And it's been tested and tried by the people in this platform and in this community, and boy, is it working, okay? So technology is really changing the way that we make money. So let me screen share, okay? And we'll have a little short conversation. All right, let me go ahead and get the sound on right tonight, okay? Okay, now, so let me go right up here at the very top. Okay, guys, so as we begin to talk about this platform that we have, we're going to introduce a well-kept secret to you that's truly penetrating the globe right now, but it's a well-kept secret. And in doing that, I like to deal with a pain point, a problem, and some of you may agree with it that you can refer or you can relate to this problem. And the problem is that we get up every day and we leave our homes, okay? And some of us truly going to jobs that we hate. I mean, literally hate. And we have to leave our loved ones, our family, and we go out and make that money. And then at the end of the month, I mean, we make the money from the people who put the systems in place, the 1% systems that make the wealthy wealthier. And then we simply receive that money. We sit down to the kitchen table to do our budget, and we give the money right back to them. Okay, so in this example, this picture that you see right here, make sure you can see my screen, right?
Yes, we see it.
Okay, yeah. And this example I'm giving you right here, guys, is listed on the left side, the things that we do with that money. Okay, now we make that money, we pay our rent, our cell phone, our alarm system services, like I got one in my house, health insurance, internet, cable bill, light bill, water bill, gas, heat at home, gas for the car, grocery bills, credit card bills, taxes. Okay, so when we get that money, we have to determine who we're gonna pay and how much we're gonna pay them. And this guy at the very bottom, let me show you this guy at the very bottom. That's the bill collector. That guy's real happy. Why? Because he's one of the guys that's inventing those 1% systems. Now, I'm gonna share a number with you real quick. This thing, let's go back up because most of us have one of these. Cell phone. In America alone, the United States of America, we pay more than not $596 million a day in cell phone bills. In a month, we pay out $17 billion a month in cell phone bills to the cell phone collectors. Okay, now that money is simply going out of our community to the hands of the 1%, and they're just getting wealthier. So now, if we can learn something from this situation where the 1% put those systems in place, it would simply make sense that we would gravitate toward a system that will be very similar to the 1%. So tonight we're going to introduce a 1% system where instead of the money goes outside of the community, the money comes back into the hands of every member of the community that participates. Okay, and that system is called 50-50 crowdfunding, and I call it the equalizer. And the reason I call it the equalizer because if you look down below, okay, on the right side of the scale, that's your income. And most people only have one income. They try to balance all of these bills on the left with that one income. And just hear a young lady on the phone on the platform say that she's on Social Security. And it's very difficult to have all of these without having another source of income, okay, and balance things. Now, every bill that you pay is simply an income stream to your bill collector. And that's being the intellectuals that we are, it would only make sense to me that we would come up with at least one income stream that would cover every outgoing bill, which is an income stream for your bill collector, so that we can break even. And then once you break even, guess what you can do? You can bank your Social Security check. If you're working a part-time job, you can put that money away. And guess what happens whenever you build additional income streams? You can now begin to build wealth. So let me go down and show you the well-kept secret. Hold just a minute, I got to just refresh the screen. I'm gonna show you the well-kept secret. It's an industry. And in this industry, has brought in billions of dollars secretly, and we're here to expose it to you. All right. And we'll show you how you can be a part of it. So I'll start sharing this video now.
Meet Bill Stephen Warren, an entrepreneur, a startup, and a small businessman. They all have practical money-making and job-creating ideas to create new businesses and help make a better community. But they need money or a loan to fund and build their ideas. How can they raise the money to create this business, and what is the roadmap? The most common method is to get a loan from a bank. But banks consider startup entrepreneurial ventures too risky, especially now with the economic downturn and today's restrictive lending policies. Then the answer is usually a big no. Clearly, this way there is very little new business development, innovation or growth. Just think of business and the world without the Bills, Steves and the Warrens. Currently, an entrepreneur needs a business plan and a loan application, then a drive to the bank to meet with the loan officers in the hope of getting a loan. But not anymore. Through the internet, using cloud and social media environments, the entrepreneur can access hundreds or thousands of potential investors through crowdfunding websites. There are several ways to seek crowdfunding. The first is the donation method of crowdfunding. This model has been around for years. People can donate money in small increments to a project which they believe has moral and ethical value and that is good for the community. Examples of this are asking for donations on Facebook causes or GoFundMe. The second is the pre-order method of crowdfunding. Here people make online pledges during a campaign to pre-buy the product for later delivery. A good example of this is Kickstarter. The third is the reward-based method of crowdfunding. This is a variation on the two previous types, where investors get the satisfaction of helping and immediately get a predetermined reward or item of value, but no equity or ownership. A good example of this is Indiegogo. And finally, the fourth is equity-based crowdfunding. This is the newest model, which will allow large numbers of regular people like you and me to invest small amounts each online to fund early startups with the expectation to receive dividends or investment appreciation based on profits of the business. So now we can see that crowdfunding is using the crowd to raise capital by connecting people with talent, ideas and some neat stuff to sell with those that have the funds to invest their way, thus creating jobs, new business opportunities and fueling the economy. Crowdfunding revenue is projected to top $2.8 billion in 2012 and more than $16.6 billion in 2014. The speed of growth of crowdfunding from 2009 to 2014 is very similar to the growth pattern of the internet in the early 1990s. This raises the big question. Do you want to just watch crowdfunding happen and grow, or do you want to be a part of it? How about leveraging the 2.5 billion internet users who can be potential investors with a projected $300 billion of investment revenue opportunity? Do you know the size and potential of your social capital? Discover how to capitalize on your network and learn to start your successful crowdfunding campaign now.
Hey guys, this is Earl again. I got a lot of respect for those four gentlemen right there. Why? Because they just simply tapped into that industry. And let me show you what was done in that industry last year, okay? In the crowdfunding industry last year, it was a 34, before we got here, it was a $34 billion industry. Now, 2017 general crowdfunding statistics says within that industry, there are three market segments. The first market segment is peer-to-peer lending. They did $25 billion last year, peer-to-peer lending crowdfunding. $5.5 billion last year in reward and donation crowdfunding. In the last category, equity crowdfund, $2.5 billion in equity crowdfunding. Now, the last category was brought about in 2012 when Barack Obama signed the Jobs Act, which allowed people to crowdfund money through equity crowdfunding. Now, tonight we're going to introduce to you a gentleman and a platform that's going to become an industry disruptor. And I'm claiming it right now because it's happening, okay? Okay, this gentleman was able to bring together two of these market segments, peer-to-peer and donation, and to call that market segment cooperative crowdfunding. Now, it's called a cooperative because the word cooperative itself basically means it's a group of people coming together and working together to achieve a common goal, with everybody in the community benefiting from their efforts. Okay, so we call it cooperative. Right? So now, this industry is on target to be 300 billion. I'm gonna say it again, 300 billion by 2025. There's a gap there. The difference between 34 billion and 300 billion is $266 billion on the table. And we're going to introduce you to this gentleman. I kind of like give him credit with being right up there with Bill Gates and Steve Jobs, and right up there with auction. And why? Because it's very important. These are some very important gentlemen. Now, this guy in particular is the one who created a new category. Now, you guys probably heard of Uber, and Uber is an industry disruptor. It simply came into an industry and created a new category. And now taxi cabs in my community, I'm going down the different communities, and those taxi cabs are sitting over out of business. Okay. And then after Uber came, guess who else came right behind them? Lyft. Lyft came in and duplicated the exact same business model. And now they're making billions of dollars in the industry. And you can't forget Airbnb, because Airbnb came into the hotel stay, overnight stay industry, and they created a new category of overnight stay at homes, and they're disrupting that industry. And now the last one, may I remind you, it's Amazon. And Amazon just hit a pinnacle of reaching $1 trillion in sales. Okay, now who do you have with us? Cooperative crowdfunding. And with you and your help and understanding this platform and this information we're gonna share with you tonight, you can help us disrupt this industry, and the new category of crowdfunding will be in the statistical data that they report next year. So I'm going to turn this over to Ms. Earl and let her introduce you to the guy who created the platform. Thank you, Ms. Earl. And you have to unmute yourself. There you go.
Okay, thank you, Earl. Great job. And again, welcome to everyone that's joined us tonight. And as you see my screen, the gentleman on the screen before you is Mr. David T. Rosen. He is the creator and founder of 50/50 Crowdfunding. David has gone from homeless to millionaire status. I've got a new video, and I think I'm going to, after you get started, I'm going to bring it up and show it a little bit later, but it's incredible about David.
Okay.
And this guy, because he has experienced having nothing, he has a true compassion for everyone out there, whatever life situation they're in. And he really wants to help those people to come out of those situations that's beating them down and give them a chance to make life what it should be for everyone. And he's very intelligent, and he knows how to put systems together where the average person can make above average money. So with this program, he created one very similar to this over 15 years ago. And that system is still running today. It has put millions of donations, I'm saying donations, not dollars, millions of donations into the hands of over 650,000 members. And remember, 15 years ago, we did not have Google Pay, Cash App, and a lot of these applications that we are able to use and get that money instantly. I went for a little trip to take my son to the grocery store last night. I was probably gone 15 minutes. And while I was gone in that 15 minutes, when I came back, I had $75 in my bank account that I didn't have the 15 minutes before I left. Wow. And that's because my Google Wallet is connected to my bank account. And when someone sends me a donation to Google Wallet, it doesn't sit in Google Wallet. It goes straight to my bank instantly. This is exciting when you can do something and have money hit your bank account the minute someone sends it to you. That's incredible. I've never been a part of anything like that before. So anyway, back to David. He sold the original system about 5 years ago to focus his attention on another project that was dear to his heart, and that is Co-op Crowdfund, which is another great crowdfunding platform. But because of the success that he had with the previous system, people were asking him to bring out his own system again. And so he did. And when he created 50/50, he created it even better. It pays better than his original system does. And when he came to us and asked if we wanted to join this system, we said, of course, just show us how to get started. David calls this System G, which is a one-of-a-kind proprietary super technology that we call the Mobius loop. And we'll hear more about that in a minute. 50/50 crowdfunding, as Earl said, is a cooperative team crowdfunding system, and it allows us to raise funds for any purpose, business or personal. Individuals can do crowdfunding to raise funds for anything, whether it's to supplement their Social Security, pay off debt, take a fancy vacation, pay off medical bills, whatever, does not matter. And because we are cooperative and everyone has their own campaign, we do not judge, which is totally opposite of doing a traditional crowdfunding system, because you have to find someone who has a true compassion to support you in whatever you're raising funds for, because you're the only one that receives funds for that particular project. Here, it doesn't matter. Our community, all of the donations go into our community within our members, and we're helping each other cooperatively. So, how do you do this program? You simply ask a simple question. And this is one that I like to ask. If I could show you how you can make a one-time out-of-pocket donation of $150 and you could collect $450 in donations over and over, would you be interested? Well, I was, and I'm here to tell you that it works. And what do you do after that? You simply play this simple little video that is less than 3 minutes long. So let's watch it now.